Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Damadava Kunja Bihari. Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari. Pijanavallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Yamunatira Vanachari. Jamunatira Vanachari. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jai Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram. Jai Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram. Jai Nidai Gauranga, Jaya Nidai Gauranga, Nidai Gauranga, Jaya Nidai Gauranga. Nidai Gauranga, Jaya Nidai Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jam Vishnupad Brahmans Parivaraj Gacharya Sta Darshat His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 7.15. So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 7 and text number 15. You can repeat after me. Namam Duskritino Muda प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमा मायायापहृतं ज्ञान आसुरं भावमाश्रितः न मां दुष्कृतिनो मूढा प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमा मायायापहृतं ज्ञान आसुरं भावमाश्रितः न मां दुष्कृतिनो मूढा प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमा मायया अपहृतं ज्ञान आसुरं भावमाश्रितः. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Please repeat the translation. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. So there is a long purport that Prabhupada writes. We'll take some points and discuss. So this verse, this previous verse of this is also another very important verse, where Krishna explains that how one can overcome the influence of Maya, the illusory energy. So that is 7.14, where Krishna explains that what is Maya, what is this illusion. Everybody talks about Maya in this world. So Krishna talks about that and also gives the solution that how one can overcome the influence of Maya. 7.14, where Krishna says, Devi Echa Gunamai Mama Maya Durattaya. This Maya is my divine energy. This is Krishna's Shakti. So that is why we find it very difficult to overcome, because you cannot fight with Krishna's energy, right? So he says that this is Devi Esha the Gunamai Mama Maya Durattaya. It is very difficult to overcome this Maya. We have the examples of great personalities in the scriptures, though they were very austere, very wise, very intelligent, still they fell against the Maya. So nobody can cross the Maya. But Krishna is saying, Mameva ye prapadyante Maya medam tarantite. One who surrender to me can easily cross over the Maya. That is the solution. Simple solution is surrender to Krishna. The question is, the solution is so simple, then why people are not taking the simple solution? Right? Krishna is saying, surrender to me and you will just cross over all these difficulties in this world easily. So now, people have been debating against about, that whether God exists or not. But now, the real question is, it's not about God exists or not. The real question is, why some people refuse God even when He is right in front of them? Even intelligent people, they can't understand that we should surrender to God. Krishna is saying, surrender to me, you can easily overcome, but still they are not ready to surrender. Why? So this has been explained in today's verse, where Krishna is explaining there are 4 types of people who never surrender to me. Namam duskratino mooda naradama, and then maya bharta jnana, and asuram bhavam ashrita. These are the 4 categories, and these all four categories comes under the underlying principle of duskriti. Duskriti means there are 2 things has been explained in the scriptures. One is sukriti and one is duskriti. Sukriti means, kriti means the act, your actions, karya you do, whatever actions you do. Sukriti means meritorious action, like good activities you do. And duskritis are like notorious actions, which is just against the principles of scriptures. So these people, these 4 categories of people have been described as they are duskritis. They are just doing something against the scriptures, and that is why they are not able to surrender to Krishna. So what Krishna is saying here is, Namam Duskratino Prapadyante. These Duskratis people, there are 4 categories. We'll talk about that. But first of all, they are Duskratis. Namam Prapadyante. They never surrender to me. Who are these 4 categories? They are Muda, foolish. Muda means foolish. Naradhama. Naradhama means lowest among mankind. Third, Maya Pahartha Jnana. Gyan, their intelligence, their knowledge has been apaharth. Apaharth means aparhana, kidnapped, abducted. So their intelligence has been kidnapped by Maya, illusory energy. They're very intelligent people, but still they don't understand. And the 4th category is Asuram Bhavam Ashritaha. This is like outright atheist, Asuri Pravrti, demons. These people will never surrender to the Lord. So Prabhupada makes the point here, there's a lot of points here. He writes, how is it that educated philosophers, scientists, businessmen, administrators, and all the leaders of ordinary men do not surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna? Why it is happening? Why they're not surrendering? And in fact, you see, every one of them, they're all intellectual people, either business or science, or they're trying to solve one problem. That how to remove the miseries in life so that we all can be happy. So everyone is looking for mukti. They may not say it mukti, but everybody is looking for the mukti. Mukti means the liberation, the freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from the miseries of life. Everyone is trying by using their intelligence, their science, whatever their abilities, that how to remove miseries. But Krishna is saying, you surrender unto me and you become free from all the miseries. That they are not doing. Why? Because Maya Partagyana, their intelligence is stolen by illusory energy. They would not surrender. They'll make their own plans how to be happy without understanding what is the design of the God. That is where they're failing. So the real leaders, Prabhupada explains here, the real learned leaders of society, he mentions some names. Who are the real leaders? These leaders are like Brahmaji, Shiva, Kapil Muni, Kumaras, Manu, Vyasadev, Deval, Asit, Janak, Prahlad, Bali. So like all these great devotees. And later Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and many others who are faithful philosophers, politicians, educators, scientists, etc., surrender to the lotus feet of the Supreme Person, the all-powerful authority. So the leader is one who understands, one who surrenders to the Lord, and also makes everyone surrender to the Lord. That is what the real leadership is. But now what we see is all this Duskratis, that atheist plan makers. They're sometimes very intelligent, but their intelligence doesn't work. Right? Many examples are there in the scriptures. So all these Duskritis, they carry their ego, and their ego blocks their surrender. They always say that, why should I surrender to Krishna? I know, I can figure out, I'm very intelligent, I'm very smart, I'm very powerful, why I need to surrender? Right? So they misuse their abilities. So this is what? It is just like, you can think of this simple example, this analogy, that a patient who goes to the doctor and argues with the doctor, instead of taking the medicine what doctor is telling, he just gets into the argument. That person will never get cure from his disease. So now these intelligent people, they are just debating using their intelligence whether God is there or not. They are not accepting the scriptures, and still they are suffering. So they ask the question that, why should I surrender to Krishna? I am independent. So these Duskratis are 4 types. So first Prabhupada explains Muda. Who is Muda? How do we know that who is Muda? Prabhupada explains, there are different ways of explaining it, different acharyas and different times they explain differently. But Prabhupada explains this point, which is very relevant in this day and age. He says all these Mudas are like animalistic fools. And he uses the examples from the scriptures. The two animals which has been counted under the category of Muda. One is the hog, the pig, and one is the donkey. They're Mudas, foolish. So how this example has been used? It says that like hog, the pig, he eat indiscriminatingly. He doesn't know like what is the right thing to eat. If somebody gives him something nice thing to eat, still he won't eat. He'll eat only this nasty thing. So now somebody says that why you are targeting the hog. Some animal lovers may say that. Why you are just bad mouthing the hog. Hog is designed like that by nature. But the important thing is when all these examples are used in the scriptures, we have to very carefully pick the right point. The point is, the Muda are those people, those who lose their discrimination. Like a hog. He doesn't know what is right and what is wrong. He always lean towards the wrong things and nasty thing. So those human beings, those who lose their discrimination between what is right and what is wrong, and they always lean towards doing the wrong activities, sinful activities, they have been compared to the hog, and they're called as Mudas. So this is very important that we understand this human form of life is a very, very special opportunity. We all have the intelligence, all the living entities has the intelligence, but humans has a very special intelligence. And what is so special about human intelligence? Anybody knows? We all are humans, right? We all have the intelligence. What is so special about human intelligence? We make the choices. Yes. What else? Consciousness. Consciousness is there in all the living entities. Even an animal also has the consciousness. Answer is right, but little bit modified. Modification here. So this is not just consciousness, it is developed consciousness, wherein you have the ability to ask the right questions. Somebody said discrimination, right? We can always make the choice because we have developed intelligence. You can reason, you can use your logic, you can ask the questions and then make the decision, right? There is a story of the two sons of a drunkard father. He was an alcoholic. And these two sons, when they grew up, one son became a very successful person. And another one, he became the drunkard like the father. So somebody interviewed them and they asked that, they were wondering like how, you two brothers, completely different personalities. So the first son was asked, who was a successful person, that how did you become so successful? Like what made you so successful? He says, I've seen my father all through his life drinking. That was his answer. I've seen my father all through his life drinking. The another son was also asked the same question, who was again became the drunkard. Says, how you become like that? He says, I have seen my father all through his life drinking. So they have seen the same thing, but they made the different choices. So this is what the human intelligence is all about, that we can always make the choice. But when we start losing that discrimination, that ability to discriminate what is right and what is wrong, that is when this category called Muda, like a hog, he doesn't understand what is the right thing. That is why this example is used. This another example is used for explaining this Muda is donkey. Again, we are not targeting donkey also. Donkey is the way he is designed. But why this example is used? We all know that how the donkey, he worked hard. He carries so much load on his back. For what? To get some little grass. The person, he feeds at the end of the work. So it has been explained in the scriptures that donkey is donkey because he doesn't understand that there is a grass all around. So generally what they do is they tie one stick here and hang the little bundle of grass here. So donkey is thinking, if I step one step forward, then I'll get this grass. And he just keep moving. And this man, washerman, he just keep loading him with all the burden. So that is the nature of donkey. So donkey is thinking, if I don't work this, I don't carry this load, then probably I'll not get this grass. But what is missing out is there is a grass all around. So this is the point has been explained in the scriptures, that who is Muda, who is foolish is, they don't understand that why you are unnecessarily carrying so much load. People are working hard, like, it will sound very harsh to say, but they're working hard like donkeys. 15 hours, 18 hours and all that. For what? People might say so many things, but fundamentally there are 4 things only they're doing. Our Bhagavad Gita explains, Krishna says, there are only 4 activities one can do in this life. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Ahar, Nidra, Bhaya, Mathun. And that is what people are doing. There might be different styles of doing that, but this is what people can do. So this example is used that Muda means donkey-like intelligence. Just for this Ahar, Nidra, Bhaya, Mathun, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, which is very easily available and which is everywhere available, not only this human form of life. This Ahar, Nidra, Bhaya, Mathun is available in all forms of life, no matter what we become. Somebody is an animal, he also eat, he also sleep, he also mate, and he also has the defense system. Humans also have in their own way. So just to maintain or achieve this Ahar, Nidra, Bhaya, Mathun, why so much work? Why you are using your intelligence just for maintaining yourself, for eating, sleeping, mating, defending? Scripture says that human intelligence should be used for some higher purpose. And that higher purpose is to establish our connection with the Lord, to realize that we are all part and parcel of Krishna, and our constitutional position is to serve Krishna. So that is where our hard work should go, that how to establish that connection. Not easy. We have developed so much connection in this world, but where is the connection with the Lord? So some hard work should go there. But rather than that, people are working hard for this eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And Prabhupada writes here that we have own self-created duties. We have created our own duties and we are overburdened by them. I have to do this because I started something. How can I live like that? A donkey-like work. So in that sense, so this is the category of Muda. So Krishna is talking about these 4 people will never surrender. How they will surrender? They're working so much, there's no time. There's no time. And that is what is the modern man's disease, Prabhupada says. What is the modern man's disease? No time. Everybody is like, no time. Everybody is so busy in this world. For what? For eating, sleeping, mating and defending. That's all they're doing. In different style. So, this is what is the Muda category. They are ignorant of the real master. The foolish workers waste their valuable time serving some ordinary masters. Like a donkey is serving the washerman. Not understanding. So this is Muda. So we are talking about 4 categories of people who never surrender to Krishna. There is one common principle. What is that? Duskriti. They are all impious people. They are doing Duskratis. And then there are 4 categories. First category is Muda. We discussed about Muda, foolish people, is compared with 2 animals from the scriptures. One is the hog and one is the donkey. Hog, because they lose their ability to discriminate what is right and what is wrong. And donkey, he doesn't understand that just to maintain yourself, you need not to carry so much burden on your back. This is a Muda category. Second category. What was the second category in today's verse? What is that? Second category of foolish. Verse is already here. Open book test. Okay. So, Namam Duskritino, Muda, Naradhama. The second category is Naradham. Naradham means the lowest of mankind. So we see that there are 8.4 million different species of life. In that this human form of life is very, very special, very rare. And it is interesting to note, scripture says that human forms are also, there are 400,000 different human forms. Now many of you might not know. The humans are all same. But there are 400,000 different humans based on their consciousness. That is how this 8.4 million different species, 400,000 humans. In that 400,000, the lowest among mankind, they will never surrender to Krishna. Now what is that lowest among mankind? as you are discussing, this human form of life is very, very special, very rare, and it offers us a chance to ask question, to make the right choices, and then move on the path forward, which basically connects us to Krishna, to establish our connection with Krishna. But in this human form of life, one who loses the chance to establish the connection, that human being is considered as the lowest among the mankind. Though we are in the human body, but we lost the chance to connect with Krishna. So that is the Naradama. Humans who lose their chance to revive their lost relationship with God. So this is very, very important. Now these people, these humans, Naradama, it is very interesting to note that they might be very socially, politically very advanced, right? Very intelligent, very influential people in the society. But what makes them as Naradama is their chance which they are losing to connect with Krishna. Socially they might be well accepted, politically they might be very influential, but still they are Naradamas. So here it is explained that they have no religious principles. That means that they are not developing what makes them distinctive from the ordinary human versus other living entities. They doesn't understand that what makes a human as human. The chance which connects us to Krishna. Otherwise all other activities are same. Eating, sleeping, mating and defending. In any form of life we can do that. So what is so special about humans is the chance, and we are losing, then we are becoming Naradama. So these people, though they are socially, politically very advanced, but they doesn't care about the religion, the religious principles from the scriptures. So they become the Naradam. Right? They in fact defy the principles of religion. And sometimes these people, they just for the sake of some social acceptance, they follow some religion. You will see all these kind of people, politicians, some influencers. They'll go to all religious places, and they'll pose themselves as if, they are really great devotees. They'll properly dress themselves, in the temple they go. They probably put some tilak like that. But they truly doesn't follow and believe in those religious principles. For the sake of, showing to the people and for social acceptance, they might go to those places. They're Naradamas. They miss out that the real dharma is dharmam tu sakshat Bhagawat pranidam. Whatever Bhagavan says, following that is the religion. It is not any kind of show off business. So this is Naradama. And in the Bhagavatam, it has been explained this human form of life is a very, very special gift. It is towards the later cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a very beautiful verse which explains Labdubha sudurlabam idam bahu sambhavante. So this human form of life is sudurlabam. It's very, very rare. But now, because we have got this human form of life, manushadam arthadam anityam api yadira turnam yatet nabatet anumrittaya va nisreshaya vishya khalu sarvatashyad. Though it is very rare, but now we have attained this human form of life, we can achieve the perfection of life. But one who misses that opportunity, then we just wasted our human life. It's a very important principle. Most of the people miss out in this world. Their goal is to become this, become that, no matter what we become. At the end of the day, it's a big zero. We all say, kya leke aaye the, kya leke jayenge. It's nice to say all that. Like you came empty-handed, you'll go empty-handed. It doesn't mean that we should not do the things here, but we should not be consumed by all that, which anyway you will not carry. So parallelly, you should also utilize your human intelligence to make something which is for your eternal credit. Otherwise, we become the Naradama, meaning we are losing the chance of connecting ourselves with Krishna. And this need of Krishna is there in all living entities from the very beginning. The only thing is we are so covered here. In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a description between Kardama Muni and Devhuti, where he explains, Kapil Deva and Devhuti. So there he explains the child in the womb of the mother, like 9 months when the pregnancy is there. So this has been the embryology, we call it embryology. It has been explained very scientifically. And there it is explained not only that how that seed, how it grows in the womb of the mother and all of that, that details is anyway there. But something which even the modern science cannot, modern medical science cannot make out, those details are given in that. So details are that how a child thinks in the womb of the mother, that modern medical science doesn't know. They can explain you the phenomena that, at day one, it's a pea size, and then it grows after 3 months, it becomes this size, and then consciousness comes at 6 months, and all of those things. But how the child in the womb of the mother thinks, nobody knows that. But Bhagavatam explains that. So Bhagavatam explains the child when he is wrapped in the womb of the mother, you can just imagine, somebody is wrapped tightly and thrown into a dark place which is filled with all kinds of obnoxious liquids around, and the tender body of the child, tender skin of the child, when the mother eats something pungent and something salty, it touches the skin of the child, he feels the burning sensation. Child cries in the womb of the mother. It is such a suffering. That is why scripture says that 4 problems in this world is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, the Janma. That 9 months we have to be in that place, suffering in a helpless situation. You can't do anything. You can just go on suffering. You can't call out anyone there. You call out, but nobody comes there. That is why the child comes out crying. You can just imagine that he has been feeling that pain for months together. And then when this pain becomes excruciating pain, in that moment, the child, by the God's grace, he gets the realization and he starts praying to the Lord. So this is the prayer of the child in the womb of the mother. Bhagavatam explains. And the child prays to the Lord, call out the Lord, I have done this mistake that I have come to this world. Please help me to get out from here. And I promise, once I come out, I'll just surrender to you. I will never ever do anything that I had to get stuck again here. And the child with that prayers, with that consciousness, he comes out. And the moment he comes out, everybody is just waiting for him to, show all their love and affection. And he's so covered with that illusory things, he forgets everything. So we all need Krishna. This human form of life is meant for establishing our connection with Krishna. But if we are losing the chance, then this is Naradama. So these people, they will not surrender to Krishna. Because they are so caught up with all this show of socially accepted, am I accepted or not? Politically, I am getting influential. So they have no time to utilize this. So Moda is done, Naradama is done. What is the third category? Who is the third category? Maya Apaharta Jnana, their Gyan, their knowledge stolen by the Maya, illusory energy. They're called the deluded speculators. So these people are very, very intelligent. Now this category, the third category, Maya Apaharta Jnana, they're all intellectuals, philosophers, scientists, very, very intelligent people, very knowledgeable. But their knowledge has been stolen by Maya. Meaning, they're knowledgeable, but they miss out the essence of the knowledge. And most of the category is this, in this world, all intellectual class people. Right? And in fact, these Gyanis, they read the scriptures also. And they read the scriptures, but they miss out the essence of the scriptures. Krishna explains in the 15th chapter. He says, Vedesha sarvam aham eva vedyo. Krishna says, the purpose of reading all the scripture is aham eva vedyo, that one should know me. Now these Gyanis, they're intellectuals, they read the scriptures and they say there's no Krishna. All universe, energy, some power, all those kind of interpretations. So their intelligence has been stolen by the illusory energy of the Lord. They're all very learned scholars, philosophers, poets, scientists, and all of that, but illusory energy misguides them. They miss out the essence. They read the scriptures to explain that there is no Krishna. They read Bhagavad Gita to explain there is no Krishna. So this is the kind of their intelligence, right? So this category of people has been explained here as Maya Pahartagyana, whose intelligence is misdirected. Krishna talks about this category of people in the previous chapter also. Now what we are reading in the 7th chapter, Krishna very briefly talk about this category in the 2nd chapter itself. So there, these people are called as Vedvada Ratha Partha. Now they're called Vedvada. Means they know the scriptures very well. They can quote anything, any shlok, any story, any analogy, everything they'll talk. But they'll not surrender to Krishna. Because they missed the essence. So these people are like you can think of a computer with a virus. So everything is working so well, but there is a virus. No matter that what command or what you do, the result will be little corrupted only. There will be something wrong. So there is a virus in their head. They're intelligent people, but the result is just opposite the conclusion of Krishna. Krishna is saying surrender to Krishna. They're saying no need to surrender. So this is all Maya Paharta Jnana. They use the intelligence, and their whole idea is they read the scriptures also to find out how to enjoy the sense gratification in this world. So they will always leaning towards the Karma Kanda section of the scriptures. The different sections in the scriptures. Karma Kanda section of the scripture is that section where it talks about you do this, follow something, and you'll get that. You worship this Devata, you'll get that. So basically they're only interested in what can I get, more and more sense enjoyment. So that is how they read the scriptures, and that is how they want to utilize the scriptures. Maya Prathagyana. They are not understood the real essence. It is just like a person who is in jail. Very intelligent person. Very smart. And he says, I want to do PhD in the jail. And what is his subject of PhD? I want to understand the jail very well. What and all is there, what system works in the jail, how the whole thing operates and all of that. Intelligent fellow. He does his PhD on how the jail functions. And he remains very happy. And I'm in the jail, I know everything about jail now. He never thought about coming out of the jail. He missed the essence. What is the use of such kind of intelligence? That he did the PhD, he could have figured out that is there any way that I can be nice, do some service in the jail and they can release me. He never thought about that. So all these intellectual people, scientists, philosophers, what they're doing, we are in the jail, this material world as compared to the jail. They're just figuring out the ways and means that how you can be very happily situated in the jail. Nobody's talking about how to come out of the jail. This is Maya Partha Jnana. And the 4th category is, what Krishna talking here is, Asuram Bhavam Ashrita. Now what is the difference between this Maya Partha Jnana and the Asuram Bhavam? See, this Maya Partha Jnana, they are not deliberately trying to deny the God, but they are just ignorant people. That doesn't know probably. But this Asuram Bhavam Ashrita means those who are like outright atheist. Their only goal in life is how to decry, demolish, defy the existence of God. That is their mission. We have our own mission to spread Krishna consciousness, to connect people to Krishna, make people surrender to Krishna. Their only mission is how to take people away from Krishna. And they will use their intelligence, they'll use their logic and arguments that how God does not exist. And they'll delude the innocent people. So these are all outright atheist people, and they say that this religion is illusion. They believe that this religion is the cause of all the suffering in this world. The religion is the cause of all the chaos in the world. That is their philosophy. These are all atheistic people, and they never surrender to Krishna. We have many examples of these categories, like from the scriptures. If you think about, you can think of Ravan. Ravan was Maya Partha Jnana. Very intelligent. Great Pandit. Read all the scriptures, but missed the essence. Many people counseled him. His own wife counseled. And better you release Sita. Why you want to get into trouble? His own brother, Bibhishan, counseled him. And many other his associates, they counseled him that you should not do this. But intelligence was clouded by the lust. Maya Prathagyana. And he never surrendered. Result was, he was finished. Another example you can think of, Hiranyakashipu. Another very powerful person. very intelligent, but he was constantly denying to accept the supremacy of the Supreme Lord. So these are all outright atheistic people, Maya Pratyajnana. So Krishna is talking here in this verse that these are the four categories. They are Duskritis, Muda, Naradama, Maya Pratyajnana, and Ashram Baba Mashrita. These four categories, they will never surrender to Krishna. Now question comes, then who will surrender to Krishna? For that you have to stay tuned. In the next session we'll discuss about that. And that is 7.16, where Krishna talks about four categories of people, those who surrender to Krishna. So what we discussed today is that four categories who do not surrender to Krishna. So it's very important that we understand that it's not like, so the point we can say that why intelligent people even, they miss to see Krishna. So it's not because Krishna hides from us. Krishna does not hide from us. But sometimes our ego hides us from Krishna. So very carefully we should learn from the scriptures, and then in the associate devotees become well versed with this knowledge and make a point to surrender to Krishna. Okay, so we'll pause here. Anybody has any quick question or any comment you want to add something or ask something? Okay, nobody has the question, then I have the questions for all of you. Somebody has to ask questions, right? It's a part of the session. Okay, let us just quickly recap. Yes, you have some question. Yeah, that is very intelligent question. Looks like your daughter is very smart. She should be rewarded for asking this question. So why only humans require all this money and so much of hard work in this world to survive? Wherein we can see that all other living entities, they're happily living. Because we are humans, that is how we are just messed up. Unfortunately. As we said that, the other living entities, the animals, they're programmed in certain way. They'll just act instantly. But humans are given the developed intelligence wherein they can make the choice. Unfortunately, as we are discussing here, we did not make the right choice because we did not bother to follow the scriptures. So when we make the wrong choices, then we create the wrong lifestyle. And this is all self-created duties. Many of those things are like that. We can happily live. The scriptures guides us. Ishopanishad says, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyade Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyade. Very beautiful verse which explains the nature of this material world and the nature of the Supreme Lord. So Lord is absolute, Lord is Purna. And anything which is coming out from the Lord, from Krishna, that is also Purna. So the entire creation is coming from Krishna. In itself it is complete. Now, Lord is complete, this creation is complete, but still we feel incompleteness in this world. Why? Prabhupada explains that why the human beings feel incompleteness, because of the incomplete understanding of the complete Supreme Lord. Because we don't understand the Lord. And because we don't understand, we don't surrender to the Lord. Krishna is saying, you surrender unto me, I'll take care of everything. This is the promise of Krishna. Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana pariyupasate tesham nityabhayuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. This is the promise of Krishna. There are many promises. We discussed one series in our Gita life, the different promises of Krishna. So one such promise is, Krishna says that one who comes to me, then I provide what they lack and preserve what they have. So we need not to go anywhere to do anything. Just go to Krishna. But we just messed up. And now we are just burdened by our own self-created duties and we are continuing. So yeah, it cannot be undone, but it can be refined if we, start becoming more and more Krishna conscious, start reading Bhagavad Gita, start practicing, applying those principles of Bhagavad Gita. Life can be much more easier and then meaningful. Okay. So let us do now this one round of Hare Krishna mantra. Before that, anybody is visiting first time today, we would like to welcome you Anybody is coming first time to the temple, please raise your hand. We also have a very special gift for you. Okay, looks like people have been coming here already. Thank you everyone. And how many of you chant every day? Okay, I'm not counting the hands. Let me ask the same question in different way. How many don't chant every day? Very few only don't chant. That's a good news. Hope that there's no one in between. Those who did not raise either for this or that. So if you have not started chanting, we sincerely request all of you that please do start chanting this Hare Krishna mantra. This is the easiest way and the means to very easily connect ourselves with Krishna. And you will see that Krishna's magic will manifest in our life and so much of clarity will come. Okay, so if you're not started, please do start every day. The best part of the chanting is you can chant any time of the day as per your convenience, morning, evening, afternoon, before you go to bed. It hardly takes like 8 or 9 minutes to chant one round of Hare Krishna mantra. If you doesn't know how to do it properly, it is very simple. You just keep one mala with you, and then every bead you have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Full mantra on one bead, then move to the next, and then chant full mantra. Like that, 108 times you can chant. Chant loudly, clearly, hear attentively. And before we start chanting, we chant one invocation prayer on the center beat, which we'll do now, and all of us will chant together in sync, loud and clear, distinctly, and hear attentively. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, now let us all chant together in sync, loud and clear, hear attentively. Just cut off all your external noises, internal noises in the mind, and just focus on the sound vibration for next few minutes. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna.